Hi guys, I'm Kaius with a K. Fun fact, it's Kaius, not Kaius, you say it with a K. Anyway, hello! So I've gotten this rather unique reputation in the FEH community these past few months that I'm oddly proud of having. You see, I tell stupid facts every time a new banner comes out, and people seem to love it, which is great because my personality requires me to retain completely useless information and spew it out at any given moment. I don't know why, I've just always done this. So this has given me a really good opportunity to just spew Fire Emblem Heroes facts at you, and you know, sometimes people just like to have Fire Emblem Heroes facts spewed on them, isn't it everyone's dream? So I've got some facts lined up for you that are actually dumb and useless, and if you say them at Thanksgiving dinner, people are probably going to look at you funny. Let's go. If there's one thing Fire Emblem Heroes players love, it's patterns. They love BHBs, they love Grand Hero battles, they probably love fucking plaid, bro. But one pattern that sticks out above the rest is the Bound Hero battle pattern from 2020. Basically what this pattern was every time FEH released a calendar, there would be a Bound Hero battle there, and people would actually be able to tell what banner is coming next because of it, because the new Heroes banner was on the same calendar. I guess Intelligent Systems noticed this and decided that people weren't allowed to have fun speculating anymore, so they kinda got rid of the pattern, is what I would say if I were lying, because it actually still exists. It just doesn't exist in a useful way. See, they moved the Bound Hero battles a month ahead. So now they happen way after their banner, but they are still happening in banner order, so that's a thing, right? Cool. Here's another weird banner fact. In Book 4 and Book 5, we've actually had a really similar banner pattern, and it actually goes really weird and super deep and rabbit hole-y if you actually look into it. So for Book 4, we had a Thracia banner, then a Holy War banner, then a Blazing Blade banner, and then a Free Houses banner. And in Book 5, we had a Thracia banner, and then a Holy War banner, and then a Free Houses banner, and then a Blazing Blade banner. I actually ignored TMS because it's not a Book 4 banner, it's a paralogue. But that's besides the point. One thing you're probably noticing is that Blazing Blade and Free Houses were swapped. And, yep, they were. And because of this, something really peculiar happened with the Free Houses banners. They both were announced on March 2nd of their respective years, meaning they were announced exactly a year apart. And that's not all, you may have noticed that these were also the debut banners for Lysithea and Marianne, the winners of their respective CYLs. So this means that two banners in the same month of different years in a row were both announced on the night of March 2nd and were the debut banners of female members of the Golden Deer House who won CYL. Stop! Isn't that the weirdest thing? Isn't that so fucked up? Here's another similarly weird piece of trivia. Did you know that Zealot is coming? You may have noticed that he's a cavalry axe unit, and that seems to be becoming a pattern with the Seastow Tempest Trials units lately. Honestly, it kind of feels like cavalry axe units are getting oversaturated. Green axe calves. And in the context of F2P, in the context of F2P units at least, it's oversaturated. I know, there's like 4 of them in total. But there's actually a method to the madness. You see, these axe calves all have something in common, and it's their release date. Yup, January, March, and May. We've gotten an axe calf Tempest Trials Plus unit every odd month of the year so far. I guess you could say it's a pretty odd distinction for these units to have. Okay, no more patterns. Society has progressed past the need for patterns. Show of hands. How many of you own Bunny Lucina? Oh, okay, quite a fair amount. So keep your hand up if you've listened to all of her backlines. A little less, but this is about what I expected. And now I want you to keep your hand up if you've heard this line in your barracks.
Let's go hop into a garden and see what's blooming.
Let it be known that whoever still has their hand up is a fucking liar! As it turns out, Spring Lucina actually has a voice line that was never properly implemented. You can actually hear this for yourself, but you can't hear it in game as it's only able to be heard in her unit trailer. The craziest thing is, she's not even the only Year 1 seasonal to have this oddity. Bridal Cordelia and Bridal Sida also have lines that just don't play in game and were only in their trailers. The early trailers are full of oddities like this. Examples include showing units at lower rarities than they should feasibly be summonable at, showing units just getting attacked and not doing anything, or in Nino's case, dying. Speaking of voice lines, I bet you probably maybe already possibly didn't but definitely did know that Larcy has had a specific voice line change numerous times over the past year. It actually started sounding like this.
I'm Larcy. Ulster is my twin brother. Nice to meet you.
In this line, Larcy mentions Ulster as her twin brother. and this part of the line was completely edited out in an update made in August.
I'm Larce. Nice to meet you.
Then, nearly a year after she was initially released, the line was changed again, this time with a completely new recording where she mentions her twin brother by the name of Skahak instead.
I'm Larce. Skahak is my twin brother. Nice to meet you.
I'm pretty sure they did this because they were kind of having an identity crisis over the Yggdrasil units and Yggdrasil setting stuff at the time, like the names and stuff, but I'm glad Skahak finally figured himself out in the end. Go off, king. So the music in FE Heroes is very particular, and you've probably noticed that a lot of the GBA songs have a distinctly different master to them compared to the GBA version. This is because these masters are actually the original music files being put into FE Heroes without needing to worry about things like the Game Boy Advance's primitive audio compression. A funny oddity for me that occurs as a result of this though is with the Blazing Blade attacking music known as Strike. See, this song has a very particular part of it that shouldn't actually be possible in a Game Boy Advance, more specifically the very beginning. This song uses a real-life string not featured on the GBA sound font for its first chords. It sounds pretty standard in FE7 as the GBA constantly has some form of white noise playing when audio is coming from the system, which actually masks the white noise that plays in the audio sample used in the beginning of the song. But because FE Heroes has an uncompressed version of the song, you can actually still hear the white noise for the specific audio sample if you listen closely. YouTube may have killed that with its audio compression or something, I don't know, YouTube audio compression fucking sucks, but I promise it is there. Your homepage is the home to your home, wow, oh my god. Your homepage is the home to many of your favourite units and one of your friends, but have you ever seen a friend who has a 1-star Anna show up? This is actually a thing that can happen, despite Anna not even being available at 1 star to begin with. And you might not even know the reason for this happening, especially since you can't actually check her stats if she shows up like this. The reason is actually pretty simple though. When the game gets ready to add a new banner to the game with new heroes, they actually release the update on Google Play and the App Store hours in advance. This means that certain players have access to certain new content and features before other players do, and this includes weapon refines. If the player sets a newly refined character as their main hero, it fails some sort of checksum on an unupdated version of the app and sends a weird failsafe Anna to your friends list instead. Riveting. Some heroes have had their art be updated over the years, and you may have heard of a few of these instances. Summer Lilina's art change was actually discussed publicly on the Fire Emblem Heroes Twitter accounts, and Summer Gaius' bowstring is now present on his art when it wasn't before. Rebecca found dead in Miami. Summer Awakening Tiki's was also changed, but it was actually changed before she was even publicly released, something about an ass crack, I don't know. Here's an art change that wasn't Summer related though. Back when Linus first released, he actually had different art entirely. In fact, there was such a monumental difference made to his art that I'm surprised no one talks about this anymore. If you look closely at the art when he was first released into the game, you can see a single green dot next to his strap. Wow. Speaking of characters being off model, I'm likely about to ruin Reese for you forever. Did you know that in his illustrations, Reese is drawn with a closed purple hooded coat, pale shirt and brown boots? That's pretty obvious, right? But look at his sprite. What do you see? Black shoes, an open hoodless coat, and a black hooded shirt underneath. Unforgivable. Someone had to be fired for that blunder. So that's all I've got for you today. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends for more. You do not have to do these things, but the offer is there and it would make me very happy as I am kind of low on serotonin lately. Additionally, you can consider leaving me a message on my Discord server, the Chaos Club, or my Twitter at FalcoLambda, or you know, in the comments below if you've got any facts you want to share. Did you know that my videos have an end slate at the end? Yeah, it's a weird fact, right? It looks like this.